Oh, guys, I mean, hello. I mean, hello. You mean, guys, see, guys, for me, came a time where I just decided to stop speaking about Jesus to people because I realized how expensive Jesus is. To keep him, guys, I come across people and, guys, I'm called, right? And obviously, since I'm called, people expect me um, to preach the truth. They might not want it, but they expect me to preach the truth. You understand? Because if I don't preach the truth and they finally find out the truth in the end, they lose trust in what I'm saying. You understand? So I have to tell you the truth and you hate me, but later you love me. Believe me when I tell you guys, you see, with me, you rather hate me now and love me later than for you to love me now for telling you lies and hate me later. So rather hate me now. I just make sure that people know the truth. You understand? So it's guys, after understanding many things about Jesus, I decided that you know what now. I don't know Jesus. I actually was speaking, praying to him and saying, you know what, my Lord, I don't know if I should continue speaking to people about you now. I can't even talk about you to people who go to church because I keep telling them don't do this, and they look at me with those eyes, guys. You know those eyes now. You know those eyes now. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. And people get annoyed at me as if I am the one who wrote the word. Hello, guys, there's everything wrong with me. That's why it was written to me. Luckily, I'm not even a perfectionist. I know that I'm not perfect. So I accept what it says about me. When it says stop doing that, it's wrong. Stop loving money, it's wrong. I stop. When it says stop having sex out of marriage, I stop. It's wrong because it tells me I'm not a perfectionist, guys. So whenever it tells me stop doing this, I stop. Stop loving things of the world. I stop loving things of the world because I know that it's coming from a perfect kingdom. It's coming from perfect people. I'm the wrong one because of Adam. You understand? So at the end of the day, I sat down and I'm like, my Lord, I don't know if I should continue telling people about you because you're so expensive. You're damn too expensive. Yes, I understand. You should be expensive. It's understandable. I mean, the guy is a god. Jesus, guys, is a god. He might have came down here as a pauper and did not have a mansion. I don't know. I don't even know if he had a house. Because the guy says foxes and birds of the air, they have a place to lay their head, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. So I don't know if guys he even had a shack. I don't know. All I know is that he looked like a pauper when he came down here. He didn't want to join in our hypocrisy and support Satan in his stealing the kingdom. I mean, in stealing daddy's stuff. So that guy is actually a king. He was born a king. He tells Pilate, says, yes, I'm a king. For that reason, I was born. I'm a king. For that reason, I was born. So angels worship the ground he walk on. They kiss his feet. We can't afford his robe, his sash around his robe, his throne, guys, his crown, his sandals, his scepter. We can't afford anything. All of us put together, we can work million years trying to afford what Jesus has. We can't. That's how stinking rich the guy is. So at the end of the day, guys, that guy is too expensive. Too expensive. He humbled himself because he has the spirit of God. You understand? Daddy is humbled, even though the guy is the best, is the greatest. Guys, Jesus, even if he were to come here, he wouldn't even want the position of a president. Why? Because the position of a president, guys, is a lousy position for Jesus. It might be good here on earth. For Jesus, guys, is a lousy position. Because presidents are under the kingdom of darkness, under the kingdom of Satan. You understand? And Jesus doesn't want anything. When he was about to leave, he says, the prince of the air, he's coming, and he has nothing on me. He has absolutely nothing on me. Guys, Satan, he couldn't go to church and say, you took this, you shouldn't have. Remember, the splendor of the world was given to me. No, Jesus didn't have anything. Jesus did not run after the things of the world. You understand? So the guy's thinking rich. He was looking at our things when he came down here and was like, this is not how I created these things. Guys, because he is the one who created. So I was like, I'm not the one who created these ones. Because he knows of things. The guy, guys, Jesus knows beauty. If you know beauty, you can't tell me about beauty. The guy created the earth. Guys, let us be honest now. The earth looks beautiful. Satan stole exactly what looks beautiful. Let us be honest now. So Jesus is, guys, the guy knows beauty. But you hear him saying, don't love this, don't do this, don't do this. And you're like, the guy doesn't love anything. As if like the guy doesn't know anything. He knows everything. It's just that he understands everything. Nevertheless, guys, here I want us to talk about Jesus being a stumbling block, you know, because the guy is a stumbling block, guys. There are many reasons, guys, Jesus is a stumbling block, and we're going to cover them. Here I want us to look at him first. uh, I want us to look at the fact that he was born in a poor village. The guy was born in how's it in Bethlehem, right? The guy was born in a manga. So we're going to look at that. That guys made him a stumbling block. Secondly, the message he preached, it was not the message the priests were preaching. So he was coming against the priest. And he was also ushered by a guy who was living in a forest, the guy who was wearing animals' skin. Hello. Like, hello, you would think a son of God would be ushered by someone who lives in a mansion. No, a guy who didn't even have, guys, a dime. This guy was hung on a tree. And being hung on a tree, guys, remember, was considered a curse in Israel. And Jesus was hung on a tree. The color of his skin, guys. For some, they will say, I'm not going to worship Jesus. I'm not going to be a follower of Jesus because Jesus is a Jew. Jesus is a white man. So black people, some don't want him. Indian people are worshiping their objects. You find colored people worshiping their own thing. You find Chinese and Japanese worshiping their own thing because the guy is a stumbling block. The kings wanted to kill him because they thought that he wanted to take their throne, not understanding him. The guy hid heaven, he hid hell, he hid daddy, and people did not believe him. The guy, guys, was a stumbling block in every way, You understand? So it is important, guys, for us to look at all of those things, and discuss them, even though we're not going to be in great details, but, we have to discuss these things because it is important, guys, to understand everything about our Lord. I believe in sharing. So right now I'm going to stop here and I'll go to part 2 and we're going to start with the first one, or how this guy is a stumbling block. Thank you.